2.
More offensive look, though.
Heavy debate. They opt for, I think Ezreal's kind of the, the safe choice. Obviously just helps you get away, but instead opting for the Lucian alongside the Braum can be a lethal duo.
Yeah, I love the mobility. When, you're facing the...
Often with the Ziggs, you can take control of the lane early on, but Braum is just so good into these melee options. It makes it hard for Kyle to do much, and Junja commit to the dive, moves in, Central Charge doesn't do a whole hell of a lot. 3 markup, that's 4 on the concussive blows. Kaiwing now moving out. Tower angle flawlessly traded. No one nearby to punish.
Later.
And ready with the wind becomes lightning. Shanks, level 6. So is Honkyu. 800, Smite gonna finish it. Kyle wants to keep the fight going. Junja isolated off to the side, but it's Honkyu immediately diving in on top of Tarzan, trying to stop any fall. But now it's a 3v2 in the river. Honkyu absorbing so much pressure, likely gonna cost him his life, but he manages to take one with him. CFO grabbed the objective, likely to take down Kyle as well. 1-for-1 trade thus far on top of the Drake. Flandra doesn't hit the ult! It's so close, pixels away. Kaiwing, they managed to go right back in. Kyle holding on for an extra second. Feet of warfare there. Kaiwing right in the back of the pit. He's a dead man walking, doesn't have a flash. They're gonna take a bit more time and clean him up, but my God, what a start to game 2.
Was that anti? They're gonna finish the burst on this one.
Finish the burst. Rest ready to contest. Doggo waiting off to the side. Coling up and available. That's Junja coming down from the stars. Tarzan isolated face versus Rest. It's going to be a tough fight, but in comes the public execution on the backside. Down goes Rest. Kyle going to take the kill. Another one going to fall as Kaiwing gets taken out. Honky versus Shanks in the bottom lane, but it might not matter. Tarzan's running for his life. Junja ready to finish that one off. Doggo gets it with a piercing light. And Honky will escape in the bot lane 1v1.
Okay, so +1 on the kills for CFO. The Pantheon ultimate allows the chase. Junja is able to force the fight. They get the extra kill. They're not going to get the extra grub, I don't think, yet, because the teleport from Leona. No. Yes?
Maybe.
So yeah. So
Yes.
Leona did get the 1 grub, but Tarzan then goes back to collect the final.
Good for AL to have that damage here quite yet. Also, Ziggs ult was used in the mid lane, but with 4 people on the way,
no Shroud.
Go in. Knows that he has to commit at least a little bit to get away. Wave being held. Instantaneous knockup. Nice back tap coming in from Honkyu. Redemption coming in. Healing there. They'll finally cut him down. Slightly before Honkyu. Honkyu has just now gotten his, but the level 2 on that shockwave can be devastating. So something that CFO have to respect is Rest isolating Flandra.
That was, I believe, I don't know if we saw it, but Flandra flashed.
Flandra flashed, equalizer down, and of course, no way to cancel the Ambessa TP, so I like the decision to chunk out there. However,
an easy setup for this Dragon number 3. And while Honkyu is pushing topside, CFO can just make the decision to give up Dragon number 3. They don't have to keep stacking them. It's the choice. Are we going to see it?
Not wanting to risk, I think, the full-on 5v5 without the setup, respecting side lanes, giving up mid lane in exchange for top lane. Will they concede the Drake?
Oh, he's teleporting. Here we go.
They do want the full fist fight. Kaiwing kicking things off, already exhausted. Off on the backside, it's Rez who's getting deleted, but he manages to go golden for a brief moment. Honkyu trying to immediately follow up. Tarzan isolated. Follow-up is there, but the ulti's keeping him safe. Honkyu immediately into the midst of the entire team as Flandra is forced back for a brief moment. Junja flashing in. Shockwave yanking him right back as Honkyu continues to live, but it's hope on the backside. Honkyu alive once again. Flandra re-engaging. The shield keeping him standing. Flandra in the midst of the entire team. He manages to make it work.
What a fight! AL! Holy, okay, they get the extra flower petals, they get the Drake on top of it. Wow, what an amount of damage there in the flank. But the bomb with the extra wave clear here, they can set up for the bottom side of the map easily. Top side tower goes down.
Both sides knowing how crucial this Otacon is. That's the ulti coming in for Junja. Sees them in the pinch. Wants to go in. Tarzan using an ulti, but on an immediate shutdown. Honkyu trying to find his way onto Hope to make sure that no more damage can follow up. Flash forward, stun from Kyle, and they take down Honkyu. 4-man stack from CFO, though, still standing.
And if they bring Ziggs over...
Kaiwing has TP. Is immediately going to TP back to the fight. They need to be careful, though. Their resistances are getting shredded. Hope is going to hit like a truck. They're trying to zone Kaiwing out of the fight for a brief moment.
Burn it.
4K,
the patience, they let the patience.
Getting lower. Ult-in coming in from Flandra. Immediately takes down one. TP coming in the meantime for the rest of AL. Flandra flashing back to get away from Doggo. Wants to turn the fight back. Doesn't have the shield up in time as Doggo gets one back in return. AL holding the bottom lane. Standing strong. They will not concede the Herald. The patience starting to run thin. And it looks like we're going to have to go one more time because Otacon's not out of this one yet.
Otacon has no set up for
One
this.
more time. Junja ulting again, rinse and repeat. We've seen this one before, but this time it's Hope who's been isolated. Hope trying to flash away, Rest off to the side. Hope blocked out the satchel, not nearly enough to keep him standing. That's the ulti from the Ziggs. Not having a whole hell of a lot of effect. Honku ready to retreat if need be, but Tarzan knows that he needs to follow. Equalizer to split the fight. They don't have tri-bush control. CFO, it's not a great angle to start. Rest is incredibly low, but they do have the man advantage. Instead, the Drake now set in their sights. Shanks moving in. Level 15 on the Orianna. The shockwave will hurt, but CFO refused to group. Doggo waiting over the wall. Coling to split the fight. Need to keep Tarzan away. 2K getting lower. Tarzan steals it, but Honku uses the Mega Blast Cone to get in. Instantly, he's suppressed by Flandra, denying the engage back in return.
Oh, they're gonna force it.
Goes out from Kaiwing. Junja wants to try to find a way in, but AL have control of the tri-bush. That's Doggo, caught out, able to flash out to safety. AL continuing to chip away at these summoner spells, but their focus isn't on the objective. Junja gonna walk forward too. They're risking so much just to attempt to steal. Finding kills back now, he's knocked up, he's taken down. Tarzan grabs another. Patience resetting on Otacon. Rest about to fall, holding onto his life. Surely, AL get the objective.
Good focus from AL to go for kills and not over tunnel on the Otacon. Tarzan constantly looking for anyone stepping up from the side of CFO. They get the kill onto Junja, and they will finally, Dracos, get the Otacon.
That's the patient composure we were missing in game one from AL, playing for the kills, not giving the opportunity for any cheeky fast plays. CFO now, after the Otacon is taken, do respond with a tower of their own, but
focus from AL on attacking this Akali. Flandra and Tarzan have just had their eyes set on him, constantly getting these big engages onto the Taken and the Dragon being stolen by AL. And even with this tower going down, they're still slightly behind in gold.
Doggo chasing, poke damage onto Kyle. Be careful not to overcommit here,
Pantheon
but Junja might just be on the way, and he is. It's the Pantheon. Right to the back line. Aegis assault to block, and he fall off damage. Decent equalizer to kick things off, but Tarzan is relatively untouched. Honku in the midst. The team almost immediately gets taken down. Ulti from Flandra. So many low health bars. Flandra, Tarzan, and Shanks tear through CFO.
AL are gonna get that Baron. I don't think there's anything Junja can do about it. Flash not coming off cooldown. AL will strike back here in game two.
The re-engage is just so lethal. The confidence to start from CFO is good, but AL rain damage down. And the little bits of CC here that come through from Tarzan, from Flandra, it's just too much to deal with. The squishy members of CFO. AL in firm control, leveraging this Baron to its fullest potential here. Red Bull Baron power play.
Shanks with the 5K damage in that last fight, and Shanks is, if you consider a stacked up Dark Seal a real item, which is like, it's kind of a real item, and he's got the Blighting Jewel as well, for it's like, it's kind of like a half item there. He's pretty full, and with the Baron buff, AL, they're not gonna let you breathe for very long. Taking down mid tower inhibitor, under fire as well. The Dragon is on the table, so after inhibitor, they're gonna go towards bottom side, take down that turret.
And there's not a lot of counterplay from CFO outside of forcing an engage, but it's AL who will force it first. Tarzan getting us kicked off, immediate knockup. Down goes Rest. CFO gonna retreat, holding the line for now, but again, AL have more range, better siege tool, more threat. CFO can only force a fight. It's their only recourse against the push, against the pressure that AL are putting down. Junja gonna kick things off. Flandra still has the GA. Aegis assault to keep him standing for now. Will retreat. Ball pulled back as Honku tries to get a little bit more space. Dash back, but he still gets clipped. Doggo now running. Wind becomes lightning as he's caught out. Forced back into the fountain as AL determined to take us to game three. Beautiful team fighting across the board. Honku shut down and denied time and time again.